Imagine for just 1 second that money was no issue, money was no object. How would your life look? That's what I want to talk about in today's drive.
The Drive.
Good morning, welcome to another episode of The Drive. So, we're just on the way to Internet Profits HQ, only a few minutes down the road actually, so today will be a short drive, but something I think you're going to have a lot of fun with. You see, a lot of us, we put restraints on ourselves based on our circumstance, okay? And a lot of people actually let life happen to them rather than happening to life. So I want you to have a good think today, right? Here's a fun exercise for you. I want you to go back to like being a kid again, right? You know, what happens when you're a kid, you know, if you got children, you know this, and you have this incredible imagination, right? Where you can literally entertain yourself for hours on end with your imagination alone and playing around. But what happens is, as we get older, these like parts of our brain start to close off because you start to understand reality and you start to, you know, really shut things off. And what happens is, as we get older and older and we become almost, many people can become a victim of circumstance. It's like, oh, I don't earn enough because my job sucks and I'm struggling and this and that. And we become a victim of circumstance. Well, I want to reverse this. I want to turn this around, because with your business, if you change your mind, you can change your life, okay? So I want you to get yourself fired up again. I want you to shake yourself out of that zone. And today, what I want you to do over the next couple of days, whenever you get a chance, is to sit and spend as much time as necessary opening your imagination up again. So here's what you can do. Imagine that money and nothing, there was no barriers in your life, no money issues, no circumstantial issues, no restraints, no constraints, no nothing. Imagine you could have everything you want and live every way you desire. How does life look? Right? And I want you to design it. I want you to let your imagination open up again. Because when you have that vision, now you know what we're doing all this for. Now you know what you're striving for. I want you to design your dream life like nothing can stop you from getting there. Because here's the reality. From where you are today to where you want to be, there's probably a few actions that you need to take, and acknowledging a time frame of applying those actions to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Okay, now most people, they don't do what it takes to get from point A to point B because they blame their circumstance. You know, people say, you know, one of the biggest things we hear a lot of times, we get a lot of people applying for different programs of ours here at Internet Profits, and, you know, people say, I can't afford it. But really, I truly believe that there's actually very few people that truly can't afford something. What the problem is, they failed to prioritize their cash flow and their resources. For example, a ton of people can afford to smoke cigarettes. A ton of people can afford to smoke cigarettes, but can't afford to go to a gym or can't afford to get a mentor, right? Crazy. A ton of people can't afford to get help and get a mentor or join a coaching program, but they can afford to eat out or go to cinemas or, you know, drink excessively at weekends or do all these other things. Makes no sense, right? They're prioritizing this thing over the important thing, right? And that's what it is. People prioritize their resources incorrectly and have the wrong priorities. Okay, so you need to design that life, let your imagination run wild, open up your mind, okay? And you literally can achieve everything you want to if you know what you're working towards and you set a plan and you implement consistently. And remember, prioritize your resources to make it happen. There's no such thing as I can't. There's only ever such a thing as how will I? Okay, so a bit of a random one today, but something to get your mind thinking, and I'd love to read your comments on this. So leave me a comment, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you again in another episode of The Drive.